So for today's adventure, we're at the Umtanum Recreation area in the Yakima River Canyon. We're going to do the Umtanum Creek hike. It's a riparian hike up the Umtanum Creek bottom. It's been about 2 years since the Evans Canyon fire swept through and really devastated this trail. So we're interested today in getting out and looking at the trail conditions and seeing if they're improved over what they were a year ago when we did this hike. If you find yourself hiking across this bridge and you're looking for the Umtanum Falls hike, you are in the wrong spot. Anyways, today's adventure, the Umtanum Creek hike in the Yakima River Canyon. A tenth of a mile in, stay to the right at the fork to hike up the creek bottom. If you go left, you're doing a big climb, and when you get to the top, you wind up at a road, so you could have just driven there. So this was one of our go-to hikes when the girls were small because the hike doesn't gain very much elevation. You just follow the creek up the canyon bottom. The only thing you really have to be concerned about during the winter when you do the Umtanum Creek hike is that it does get quite a bit of snow. There's not very much now, but later those December, January, February hikes can have quite a bit of snow, and because the hike's popular, the snow gets packed down and micro spikes sometimes are pretty necessary if you don't want to fall on your tush. So definitely a hike, if you come to it, you should bring micro spikes during the winter just in case. So prior to the Evans Canyon fire, the way this particular hike worked is you hiked in about 5 miles and then the trail would just die out. So it was a out and back hike that you could make usually 8 to 10 miles depending on what you wanted to do. I think most people didn't quite go that far. So the trail gets narrower as you get further up the trail, and there's less social engineering of the trail that's happening. Post Evans Canyon fire, the last time we came up, a lot of the upper portions of the trail were so overgrown from the aspen trees coming back from the fire as to make a lot of the upper reaches of the trail unusable. So we're pretty interested today to see if some of the upper trails started to be socially engineered again. Right here, there's an intersection. You can either go left or right. Traditionally, the trail has gone to the right, although in recent years, because of flooding, I think people have tended to not go that way as often, although you do have to go that way and cross the creek if you want to see the old homestead. I think today we're going to stay to the left where the majority of people have been walking and just see if a nice creek crossing has been engineered at this time. If not, we can always double back and cross at our traditional crossing spot. The water. So this is a trail that relies pretty heavily on just social engineering for it to work. So we found a spot where people have been crossing. So we'll see how the dog does. Hey, the dog did the log. Nice. The dog log. Go stray dog, go. We've got our rescue dog out on the trail for the first time today, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's worse than right. Yeah, when everything's growing in the spring, it's really bad. It's definitely much more overgrown than it used to be. A little bit more challenging. Someone needs to come in with a weed eater and a machete, which could be us. We could do it. Could be a good Christmas break activity to do some trail maintenance.
What's the dog?
Walk and then see if she'll just hop over it. See?
There you go.
So 1.9 miles. It looks like you can stay to the right, but you want to go left down this hill, and we're going to follow this little footpath to a log crossing. Again, like I said, this is a trail that relies pretty heavily on social engineering, so you take paths hoping that people are going to places where you can get across the creek when you need to. This is the second creek crossing on this hike. She did good on the last log crossing. Creek crossing number 2.
There are too many birds. I can't see where I'm going.
At least you didn't fall in. That's all that matters.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Good job, Nug Nug. Ooh, that wasn't hard. Alright. Nug Nug, don't go around there.
How's it going over there, Savannah?
Nug Nug went around the tree and I had
You got the leash wrapped around the tree again?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a common move until she's ready to be off leash, which will be a while. I'd say our old route through doesn't work anymore.
No.
But there's definitely a good trail here, so. So 2.6 miles in, and it's definitely pretty overgrown. Not enjoyable. It's not the most fun trail you've hiked on?
No.
Come on. It's barely overgrown. There's only one way for it to get improved, and that's for us to hike on it. We do need to bring a weed eater in, don't we? We need to bring a weed eater, a chainsaw, and some machetes. Oh, look, it's a little bit of trail that's not overgrown. Enjoy it while you can. You know it's not going to last. Hey, look up the canyon. See the ice on the...
Oh, that's cool.
Iced over waterfall.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice little spot. We broke out of the mess a little bit.
But no.
Not for long. When we get into that bottom down there, I bet it's going to be thick again. 2.8 miles in. And it's our favorite little rock crossing. This crosses over to a campground we used to stop at.
Did they renovate the rocks before the fire?
Yeah, the rocks were in place before the fire.
Before we know oh my God, that's why I went.
I wonder if our camp spot's overgrown like the first one was, or if it's still there. I guess we're gonna know pretty soon, aren't we? There's our old camp spot. Our fire pit's still there, but I'd say the spot is it's pretty overgrown. You can tell people haven't been coming in since the fire. Well, we've got what? We've got 2.9 miles. Is this our turnaround spot for the day?
Yes.
All right, so give the dog a snack before we head out?
No.
Right, no. We're definitely taking a different route than we did on the way in, so. I think this is the original trail. It was grown up too much the last time we were here. We couldn't push through it. I don't know about your route finding skills, Savannah. Ah, is it coming out in a nice spot? Oops. A little bit, but that's all right. She's a good log crosser, isn't she?
Better than
I'm surprised. Given everything she's afraid of,
She's like, I can
I can cross a log.
I can
Logs
deal
aren't
with-
scary.
Yeah, she can deal with nasty situations pretty easily. Probably since she grew up trying to adapt to her environment. Good job, Nug Nug. Keep going forward. Good girl. There's some more crossing too. I gotta move back and out, baby. Can't have the canyon. You can do it. You don't like this one. You got it. I already came across. Gonna take the rocks, Nug Nug? Nope, she's taking the...
It's got to be complicated.
Come on, Dad.
Ooh, that's slick. Oh, she did it. And she did it without a walking stick. So about 20 minutes before dark, we're arriving back at the parking lot. So Umtanum Creek Trail is... It's in the bag again. It's definitely in better shape than it was a year ago when we checked it out. But it still has quite a ways to go to be pre-Evans Canyon fire shape. But still, it's a fun little hike. And who doesn't love a suspension bridge, right?
Get outside.
Get outside and drag the stray across the bridge.
She just wanted her tail around in the middle, but then she got tired of all the twigs in her face.